Hello and welcome to the new video. Today we're going to take a look at a legend team, I think at least. It's going to be a team that I stole from PokeGains, who's also streaming on Twitch, so definitely check them out. Going to have the link to their Twitch down below, so feel free to give them a follow. But anyways, we're going to have a team here with the Salazzle, and I kind of was like thinking, yeah, this would be kind of cool. While the first battle is going to be a little bit lame here, we're just going to talk a little bit about today's video. We're going to have every single battle that I did with this team in here. Why is this the case? Because I just had very fast battles. This is usually the thing why I have to cut out some battles, because I kind of want to always have my videos around like 14 to 15 minutes. And as you can see here, we're going to be right in that spot with every single battle that I did. And so everything is going to be in here. Any loss, any win. And I have to say, this team was amazing. I love this team quite a bit. It was a lot of fun to play. And honestly, what I did not expect is how strong Salazzle is in this meta. And it's a little bit of an interesting Pokemon. You have to play it in a certain way. So we're going to talk about this today here as well, on how to really play this team. But of course, if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Haven't really asked too much about this recently, so would really appreciate it, especially if you're new here. Would help me out quite a bit. Anyway, we're going to see a Bronzong coming in, which is a Pokemon that I like to play as well, but not really against my Salazzle. They use a shield, which is lovely for us, because like this, we can swap out into our Jellicent, we can go for a Shadow Ball. This should hopefully get the KO against them, and it does not. And so I can go for a charge move. It's very likely a payback, so I decided to use a shield here. It is going to be a payback, and so it doesn't really matter, as he can win against that Machamp nonetheless. And so this is going to be a very good first actual win here, I guess, for the team, and we can move on to the next opponents. Moving on, let's take a look what they're going to run here. We're going to have the Salazzle against a Shadow Gligar in the lead. What do you want to do with Salazzle is gain energy. It is always about gaining energy. So, for example, you have a lead of Gligar, they will be able to usually win this because you don't really do too much with your charge moves. What you want to do is you want to go for 2 fast moves and then swap out into your Jellicent, because you're going to be able to just keep the Poison Fang for later, which helps out quite a bit. Here in this case, we were able to get a Poison Fang off against the Shadow Feraligatr, putting them into farm non-range for the Empoleon. Unfortunately, that I got the 2 moves off here. But with this, we're going to have quite a lot of energy, which can hopefully come in clutch for us later on. So, we can go for one Hydro Cannon here, going to be able to do some decent damage. We can go for another Hydro Cannon here, but this is going to force the opponent to go for a charge move itself. It's going to be the Hydro Cannon as well here, which is going to be fine. And they're going to go into the Gligar. I can go for one Poison Fang, maybe even forcing a shield. Let's find out here. We do actually force a shield, and now we can just go for the Surf from the Jellicent. Easy going to be a one-shot from this range after a debuff. And we're in a great spot. As you can see here, Dig is not going to do enough damage. We can go for another Surf. They are forced to shield up the Surf, otherwise they have no chance of winning this game. But I think at this point they realize anyway they have no chance of winning this game, and we can move on to the next opponent. Next one coming up, or this team, oh no, I think that was this battle here. We want to see if Frost is coming in. Manta coming in here as well. Manta is not going to be really too great for our lead, but as you can see, we can go for Poison Fang, drop the opponent's defense, and just have a great matchup with our Empoleon. The thing is here as well, we have 3 Pokemon that are great against Frostless. Like, Frostless was such a strong pick back in the day. Currently, like, literally a Pokemon that I would not recommend you to play in any kind of meta. Like, every meta has kind of like a Steel Ring user, some Fire-type Pokemon. Frostless really is not good right now. But yeah, we can now align ourselves, and you're going to see an Electrode in the back. And what you can see here already, it's a Grass-type. We have an Ice-type in the back as well still. We have a Fire-type. And both of the Pokemon of the opponent are quite defensively frail. And so what we can do is we can just completely incinerate them down. I mean, look at the damage. They can go for a Wild Charge, they can go for another one. I don't really care too much. I'm just going to enjoy the damage from my Salazzle. Salazzle is just kind of having a great time here. We can go for the Poison Fang. This is going to be able to drop the opponent's defense and see if they're going to use a shield. They decide to use a shield. And so we can use another one here. And this is going to do quite a lot of damage already, even though it's going to be resisted because we have a ton of attack. And so they are at very low HP. And they might be able to knock me out. And we can just farm them down with the Empoleon. This is going to be it for this game. Next opponent coming up, let's see what they're going to run. We're going to have the Salazzle against a Mantine, horrible for us. So what we do is we're gonna go for 2 fast moves here, and then I can swap out into my Jellicent trying to catch a move eventually, but they actually swap out into a Steelix running Thunderfang. This is something that's quite common. Want to make a video as well, but like other people did it on anyway already, and I kind of want to stay a little bit uniquer, and so this is why I did not really showcase my battles with it. But yeah, Steelix with Thunderfang is a lot of fun in this meta. Can definitely recommend you to try this one out, but we can still still get a shield here, and I love getting shields. As you can see, Surf is coming through, and we can try to reach another Surf. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to do so, but what we can do is we can go back into our... Actually, we're gonna go into our Empoleon. While they do super effective damage with their fast move, at least their Psychic Fang is going to be resistant. I can now swap out into my Salazzle, trying to do the best that I can do, and it's going to be a Nidoqueen in the back. Farming up to 100 energy, going for the big boom of Dragon Pulse. Goodbye there, Nidoqueen. Love the spice, it doesn't help you though. And so we can go for another charge move here. Poison Fang is going to drop the defense of the opponent. We can still reach another move, and so they're forced to use a shield. There are 2 shields down, we have 2 shields left. They're double debuffed in their defense, and we're going to have here the Steel Wing chunking away, while we also had some energy on the Empoleon. Next opponent coming through. Again, you see every single battle that I did with this team here today. There's nothing cut out. Every single battle. I did not change anything here, so hopefully you're going to see as well on how strong this team actually going to be. Poison Fang from the opponent, great play by them, but they swap out into the Quagsire. Quite interesting here is that we're going to get them now into a range where I think even Surf is most likely going to be enough. Like, honestly, having Poison Fang that fast is so great for Salazzle. Salazzle is a Pokemon that I would really recommend you to build, even if you don't have great IVs. It's just a fun Pokemon to play. Like, Go Battle League should be all about fun, right? And so it is definitely better to run something that is maybe a little bit more spicy. But anyway, we're going to be able to go for another Surf here. This is going to get the shield from the opponent, and what we're going to see as well is that they're going to go for another Stone Edge very likely. It is fine, we can still take it. Can we farm them down? We cannot, and so we are forced to go into the Empoleon to knock them out. In comes the Annihilate, and so this is not going to be a great matchup. They swap out again into their Golbat. We can hope that we maybe do something here. We can knock them out. But as you can see, this is sadly not going to be enough for us to win this game, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, let's see what they're going to have. We're going to have here the Steelix in the lead, and this is going to be the Thunder Fang variant, which is quite okay for us, I would say. We are forced to use a shield though, because Psychic Fangs would knock us out, and we can go up to 100 energy and now swap out into the Gels, and they might be able to still go for another charge move. It should just be the Psychic Fangs, and so we can take it quite... Oh, it's a Breaking Swipe, never mind. So we can take it anyway quite easily. Sadly, they're gonna get the attack drop onto us, which is really unfortunate, I have to say, because otherwise the Shadow Ball would have two-shot the opponent. They still use a shield though, so I'm happy about this. I'm actually okay with that. I am totally fine with that, as I can go for another charge move here again. So it's going to be the Aerial Ace. I should go straight for the Shadow Ball. I did not do this, which is a mistake. I think I would have lost the MP tie anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we can now go into our Empoleon, but we have to hope that Salazzle can come in clutch somehow at least. So, we're gonna see the Aerial Ace coming through. That's going to be fine for me. And honestly, maybe I misplayed this a little bit. What I do here is gonna go for a Drill Peck. Totally fine. But maybe I should swap out now after hitting this one and go for some Poison Fang damage. But I think it would have not done enough anyway at this range. But we can go for another Drill Peck. They are barely going to be able to survive it with a 1 HP and a Dream. Is this going to cost us the game? Well, let's find out. It is going to be a Grand Ball in the back, and this might actually work out for us. We can go for the Poison Fang. We can knock them out here, and this is going to be able to get the first shield. We can knock them out with the next one here. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a game. We can win this game here easily, and I completely forgot that there was a Manta in the back, and we're going to lose this game. 1 HP in a Dream is going to be a little bit of an awkward one, but you know what's also awkward? Zapdos against our Salazzle, because look at the damage of Salazzle, and just enjoy. I'm not gonna say anything. Goodbye. This was just so crazy, because like Salazzle is such a strong pick right now. It is just so much fun to play. Honestly, getting a one-shot by a Poison Fang after just like, yeah, 10 turns in game is kind of mad, but here you're gonna see the opponent having the Ferrothorn in the back, which is not as ideal. But here's the cool thing again. We're going to be able to align our Salazzle. Salazzle's going to dazzle, and we're going to be able to get the knockout with just one fast move here. They can go for their own charge move. I don't really care too much about it. We saw some here again. The Go Battle League is still a little bit bugged. But Thunder is going to not do anything here, so he can go for the Poison Fang. And we just have to hope they somehow get them low enough that I can just farm them down maybe. And this is kind of my play here. Not too sure if this is going to work for me. Not too sure if it's the best bet to shield my Empoleon here. My thought process here for shielding my Empoleon was that Shadow Ball is going to be a little bit more energy compared to Surf, I think 15 total, and so it is easier to just shield up something like this and hope that I can win with the rest of my Pokemon here. But let's see if that's going to actually work out for me. Can I still reach another move? Can I still survive a move? Can we win this game? It is going to be a close one. Shadow Ball coming through, and it's sadly going to put us into a range where they can go for the full farm down, so maybe this is also not the play to go for. Maybe if I just stayed in with my Salazzle, I would have had a better play. A little bit awkward is going to be the matchup against Jellicent. I'm going to overfarm by a little bit here, trying to get some damage here on as well with my fast move. I decided to go for the Dragon Pulse, which is going to do quite some decent damage. And the next time I'm going to try to catch a Surf onto my own, onto my Empoleon here actually. We're going to see they're swapping out into the Obstacle, and honestly, there is not a lot that I can do about it. We're just getting hard-walled here. This is something that you're going to see quite often. A lot of times, those very short battles where you don't have any input in terms of how to play the team, I would cut out maybe, but here again, you're going to see everything. But yeah, it is just happening if you're going to have some random Pokemon. It's like the first Obstacle that I've seen all day, or like all times throughout the Remix Cup. It is just kind of sad, but let's move on to the next opponent. Sometimes you get hard-walled. You know what's kind of funny? We just saw the matchup of the Shadow Zapdos against us, so now we're going to have another electric type that you don't want to face with our backline, and we will never face with our backline, because they just go down from one more Incinerate. Hey, what's up, Hypno? We're going to have our Jellicent here just going for the bait first, expecting them to go for a shield after they lost already their first Pokemon. Exactly, they're forced to use a shield here now. I can decide to just go for a shield as well, I guess. It's going to be the Thunder Punch now, and I can still survive. I can go for another charge move. This would knock them out, so they're forced to lose their final shield here, which I'm happy about, as we can still reach another move. Like, I'm so sorry for the opponent getting the first Pokemon completely destroyed, getting the second Pokemon completely destroyed, and being in a, -2 shield situation is just kind of hurtful. Next opponent, second to last one for today. Annihilate in the lead is going to be an interesting matchup. It's not going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a very likely here. The Night Surge coming through. But as you can see, you can go for one more fast move and then just go for a Dragon Pulse, which would knock them out for sure. Poison Fang would be resisted, so no for you, but as you can see, you can knock them out here, and they're gonna swap out into the Empoleon. Actually quite decent for me. I can just keep some energy, and I put them at the same time in range for just some Shadow Ball damage, which is quite nice, and even a Surf would do a little bit of damage here. They can go for a back-to-back Drill Peck, but I don't really care too much about it. Drill Peck coming through here. We're gonna see the Dewgong in the back, and this is great for us. We have great coverage against Dewgong, and so I'm not too worried about this matchup at all. We see them going for a charge move. I'm happy about this. Go for it. Have fun with it. I can swap out now into my Salazzle. Gonna go for a Dazzle. Gonna go for the Poison Fang spam. Trying to debuff the opponent's defense. This is going to connect, and so I can swap out even now into my Empoleon, farm them down. And look at this. It's going to be an Empoleon with a shield advantage, but basically no HP against me with a lot of HP as well as some energy, as well as a Poison Fang still stored, and the opponent knows already this game is over. And so we can move on to the final one for today. If you enjoyed this video so far, I would really appreciate if you leave a like on this video here, as you're gonna see an Emolga going for Incinerate. What is going on? Like, this happened for only this battle, which is kind of interesting, but look at the animation, is quite hilarious. And this is not going to be all because we're going to see afterwards as well a matchup, after we knock them out here, which is quite decent, as they're going to go for another Incinerate for whatever reason Emolga can learn this. Let's take a look at what they're going to have here. They're going to have Carbing with Incinerate, so if you're still watching till this point, you're going to see now also a Carbing going for a Hex. I don't know really what is going on, but yeah, Carbing with the Incinerate and Hex is just the best moveset that he can have anyway. But yeah, we're going to see here the opponent is going to swap out now into these Tropius. This is going to be able to do some decent damage against them. We can most likely take a Leaf Blade, but we should also be able to farm them down afterwards with our Salazzle. We can even reach another Shadow Ball here, which is going to be a lovely damage. I wanted to go for it actually before the extra fast move there, but it is what it is. We see some light coming through, and we can actually knock them out somehow. So Carbing is now going to get aligned against the Empoleon, and with this game is over. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and check out the videos on the screen, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.